The air inside Buckingham Palace was thick with anticipation. The grand reception hall fell momentarily silent as Kate Middleton entered. But it wasn't her gown that captured the room's attention, it was the crown on her head. It was Queen Elizabeth's most treasured tiara. Across the room, Queen Camilla's smile faltered. Her expression tightened. The moment was brief, but the tension was unmistakable. Had Kate just crossed an invisible line? Or was this a carefully calculated statement? One thing was certain, Camilla was furious. The tiara that started it all, Queen Elizabeth's iconic heirloom. Not all royal tiaras are created equal. Some shimmer with history. Their presence alone commands respect. Among them, one stands above the rest, the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. This dazzling diamond crown is a masterpiece of British craftsmanship. And it was more than just an accessory to Queen Elizabeth II. It was a signature piece, an emblem of her reign. The moment Kate stepped out wearing it, whispers turned into a roar. The significance was undeniable. This was not just a nod to the late Queen. It was a statement of legacy. And Camilla was watching. To understand why this moment carried such weight, one must go back to 1893. This was when Lady Eva Greville, along with a committee of noble women, raised funds to gift this tiara to Princess Mary of Teck, the future Queen Mary. It was on the occasion of her marriage to the future King George V. Designed by Gerard, the tiara was a spectacle of brilliant cut diamonds set in silver and gold. It featured an intricate scroll and festoon design. Queen Mary adored it. She wore it often. In fact, it quickly became one of her most recognized jewels. Yet, like many royal women, she was also known for her habit of altering her jewelry. In 1914, she had its original pearl finials removed and she repurposed them into what would later become the Lover's Knot tiara, a piece famously associated with Princess Diana and later, Kate Middleton herself. The Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara was eventually passed down to Queen Elizabeth II as a wedding gift in 1947. Affectionately nicknamed Granny's Tiara by Elizabeth, it became her most worn and beloved headpiece. She wore it in official portraits, at state events, and perhaps most famously, on British currency and stamps. Unlike many heavier, elaborate tiaras, this one was surprisingly lightweight and easy to wear. This made it a practical choice for a monarch who was constantly in the public eye. But beyond its comfort, it represented something deeper: continuity. For decades, it symbolized the unshakable strength of the British monarchy. It had graced the heads of queens before her, and with each royal portrait and each diplomatic event, it became an icon of stability, duty, and tradition. Unlike other pieces in the royal vault, this tiara never left her collection. And it never faded into obscurity. It remained front and center, much like Elizabeth herself. Which is why its appearance on Kate Middleton was so striking. For years, Queen Elizabeth had carefully curated her jewelry collection. When she passed away in 2022, speculation arose over how her vast collection of tiaras, necklaces, and brooches would be divided. The Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara was expected to remain with the Queen Consort, Camilla. Yet in a move that defied expectations, it was Kate Middleton who appeared at a Buckingham Palace state banquet wearing the late Queen's treasured piece. The moment she entered, all eyes were on her. Photographers scrambled for the perfect shot. Journalists typed furiously. And across the hall, Camilla's reaction was impossible to ignore. This wasn't just a stunning fashion choice, it was a message. By wearing this tiara, Kate was aligning herself directly with Queen Elizabeth's legacy. It was a quiet but unmistakable signal. She was not just the Princess of Wales. She was the future Queen-in-waiting. In the British monarchy, tiaras are more than just decoration. They are political tools and signifiers of rank and royal favour. Who wears what, and when, carries enormous meaning. Historically, only married royal women may wear tiaras, to mark their transition from commoner to royal. The monarch herself controls who gets to wear which tiara. This ensures that each piece tells a story of loyalty, status, and tradition. By choosing to wear Queen Elizabeth's most treasured tiara, Kate signaled that she had the full backing of the late Queen's legacy. It suggested a transfer of influence and a recognition that the monarchy's future rested with her. Yet this raised an important question: where did this leave Camilla? As Queen Consort, Camilla was expected to be the primary custodian of Queen Elizabeth's jewels. She had already worn several of the late Queen's tiaras, including the Greville tiara and the Delhi Durbar tiara. But this one had gone to Kate. As images of Kate Middleton flooded newspapers and social media, reactions poured in. Royal watchers immediately noted the significance of her choice. They pointed out that this was the first time the tiara had been worn by someone other than Elizabeth in decades. Many saw it as a sign of a new era, a subtle but unmistakable confirmation that Kate, not Camilla, was the true heir to Elizabeth's public image. Others, however, speculated on what this meant behind closed doors. Had King Charles himself approved this? Was this a deliberate snub to Camilla? Or was it simply a recognition of Kate's growing role within the royal family? Whatever the reason, one thing was certain: Camilla was furious. This wasn't the first time jewelry had caused a rift behind palace doors. And as history had shown, when it came to royal tiaras, disputes were rarely just about diamonds. They were about power, influence, and who truly held the crown. And Camilla wasn't about to let this go unnoticed, which she could leave to individual family members. This distinction between the crown jewels and her personal collection is crucial. While tiaras like the imperial state crown remain part of the regalia and are not privately owned, pieces like the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, despite their immense historical significance, may have been part of Elizabeth's personal trove. If so, she had the right to designate its future owner in her will. Royal watchers and insiders have long speculated about the contents of that will, but its details remain sealed. What is known is that Kate's recent appearances wearing some of Queen Elizabeth's most iconic pieces have not been coincidental. They reflect decisions that were likely made long before the Queen's passing. Decisions that speak not only to jewelry preferences but to legacy, symbolism, and the future of the crown. As the monarchy continues its delicate transition under King Charles III, the visual signals sent by royal women matter more than ever. Jewelry, particularly tiaras, are not just adornments, they are banners of power, allegiance, and succession. And for Kate Middleton, each carefully chosen piece is another step toward cementing her position as the monarchy's central figurehead in the eyes of the public. For Camilla, the message is more complex. Though she may wear the title of Queen Consort, the jewels she dons are often met with quiet scrutiny rather than celebration. Her association with certain pieces, especially those tied to Diana, continues to trigger emotional responses among royal followers. Even her appearances in Queen Elizabeth's collection feel more like duty than destiny. Meanwhile, Kate's rise through the symbolic ranks has been steady, strategic, and deeply effective. Whether it's the lover's knot tiara, Diana's pearl earrings, or Elizabeth's beloved Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, each appearance is more than just a style statement, it is a move on the royal chessboard. And now, with the world watching every glittering gem and gleaming diadem, the question becomes not just what Kate will wear next, but what it will mean. Because in the House of Windsor, every jewel tells a story. And right now, Kate Middleton is writing the next chapter.